Oh, hey.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Looking around.
All right, well, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Yeah.
And for me, it's day 7 of my detox.
How is that going?
It's going.
Because, yesterday I was like, I'm hungry. And I was thinking, I'm going to go eat. And I was like, what is Yee doing right now? That's what I was thinking, dude. What is Yee
Yeah, I haven't
doing
had
right
any solid food. But I'm going to tell you the hardest part of it is that I'm so, number one, walking past food. And walking, sometimes people turn, like you look like a chicken wing right now.
Whoa.
When I look at you. But
breast or thigh?
I would say a gizzard. And the other part is
all right, I'll take it.
that a lot of things that happen revolve around food. Like people will be like, let's meet up, let's go grab a bite to eat.
Oh, you can't do that?
Right, can't do that. People have dinners, people are like, let's go get a drink. And it's really hard to do anything that doesn't revolve around food. Like, what do I meet up and do?
Can I ask you some personal questions? When you poop, is it silent now?
I don't poop. There's nothing to come out.
So you just don't poop? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe, I think I have gone like twice in the past week.
Oh my goodness.
It's definitely not solid.
No, God. Okay. All right. Now the next question, right? You can't do exercise, right?
No, because I don't have the energy for that.
All right. No sexual harassment, no sexual harassment, no sexual harassment. You can't have sex either, right?
You can't say no sexual harassment and ask me a question like that. But no, you also are supposed to abstain from sex during this detox for 2 weeks.
For how many days? 14?
2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. You know what? We got lotion. I'm gonna give some lotion for your boyfriend. Here, give your boyfriend some of this lotion. Just tell him, hold it down, B. Goodness gracious. All right. Well, last night my son is he's black. Yeah, he's black.
He's Black Panther.
He's back playing basketball. I'm excited about that. Football makes me nervous with all the concussions. So yesterday he scored 40 points. Oh, what? He dropped 40. He dropped 40 and had 10 assists. It was funny, right? I'm the dad. He had 38, right? With 2 minutes left. I said, you got to score 2 more. Score 2 more. And they were up by like 20. And I said, you got to score 2 more. Come on. And he dropped 40.
Why didn't they let some other kids play that don't get to play at that point?
I didn't ask. I was going to say, take my son out. He's doing amazing.
Let the other kids play.
Hey, whatever you want to do, Coach. He's doing his damn thing.
Good job, Logan.
All right. Well, this morning, Nipsey Hussle will be joining us. Of course, he's from the West Coast. He has a new album out called Victory Lap.
Victory Lap.
We'll be talking to him about all that stuff.
Amazingly, as much as Nipsey Hussle has done as many albums as he's put out, this is his debut album on a major label.
Right.
It feels like he's done so much more because he's had so many albums out.
So many mixtapes, as they call it. All right. So we'll kick it with Nipsey Hussle. All right? And we got front page news. What we talking about?
We will talk about possible gun bans. Is there going to be anything going on now with banning these weapons? We'll tell you what Donald Trump had to say, and we'll tell you about Florida legislature.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. Get your ass up. Good morning. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee. Show me the guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
You got all the white people asking me if that's my car out front. The Godfather that was ran hit me and said, "That's your car out front?" I said, "Stop it. I got on a Wu-Tang Clan Target t-shirt on right now."
Yeah, it's 70 degrees in New York and New Jersey today. So I pulled out the baby today. I took it off. I said, I unwrapped her.
Excuse me.
I said, I'm going to drive my baby today.
What kind of car is that?
I can't tell you.
Why not? It's right out front.
It's very expensive and it has a horse on it.
There you go.
I'm going to go downstairs and take a picture if you don't tell me.
It's some type of animal.
It's definitely a horse.
All right, I'm going downstairs. I'm going to take a picture.
Oh my goodness. Let's get into some front page news. Now let's talk about these weapon ban. Are they going to ban these AR-15s? What's going on here?
Well, it's not looking very hopeful. Now, the Florida State House on Tuesday, yesterday they rejected a ban on many semi-automatic guns and large capacity magazines. And this is really sad because a lot of the students and survivors were disappointed. Now, Cheryl Aquilari, I can't say her name right, Aquaroli, she's a 16-year-old junior from Stoneman Douglas. She said it's just so heartbreaking to see how many voters' names were up there, especially after it was my school. And Spencer Blum, who's one of her schoolmates, said he felt like lawmakers weren't representing him. He said that's unacceptable. It shows that they don't care about us.
No, they don't. Mass shootings are collateral damage for the right to bear arms. Period.
Well, they said they're going
to care about that.
They said they're going to try to get the age older, because right now at the age of 18 you can buy an AR-15. They're going to try to make the ages
states,
older.
not even all states. In most states you have to be 18. In some states you have to be 21 to buy a handgun minimum.
But rifle you can be 18.
Right.
Why not just ban the sale of all assault rifles? Automatic assault rifles.
I'm absolutely. I mean, I don't need to shoot a piece of paper 45 times around, or a deer, or what's the other thing that they boar hog? What
now, you say that, but you own an AR-15.
Right. I own it because the bad guys own it.
So you gotta stop saying it.
No, I don't. I think they should be banned, but I'm not gonna get rid of mine and so they'll ban.
So you'll give up yours and everybody.
Absolutely, I don't need it. I only use it for bad people.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't doing that either. I have mine behind my back, and everybody else turn theirs in. I'll turn something else in. I'm gonna keep this one.
Nah, if everybody's turning their in,
it doesn't sound like it's gonna work, then, guys.
Get rid of mine.
You can't leave that.
Listen, man. Hey, I'm
ban, but I'm gonna keep mine behind me.
I believe in the right to bear arms. I'm never gonna sit there and tell you that, but I do feel like there needs to be some type of gun control, and there needs to be some type of people control. I keep telling y'all over
what
and
do you
over.
think about the minimum age in most states being 18?
That's too young.
It ain't even about age,
to have that
though.
much power.
It's about people control, man. Every day of our life, we trying to avoid crazy. Every single day. You just never know when somebody gonna go crazy.
Well, let's get to Donald Trump then, because he said yesterday he has directed his attorney general to propose changes that would ban bump fire stocks. Here is Donald Trump.
Just a few moments ago, I signed a memorandum directing the attorney general to propose regulations to ban all devices that turn legal weapons into machine guns. I expect that these critical regulations will be finalized, Jeff, very soon.
Now that's just talk, because honestly, you can buy a piece or you can take the spring out. So that's just talk.
I mean, it sounds good.
It's just talk.
This is his way of avoiding the bigger issue.
just talk.
Like, we're going to ban this add-on that can change your gun into an assault weapon.
You're banning the accessories, not the actual phone. All right? Don't ban the charges if the phones are the problem. Okay? If the phones are the problem, get rid of the phone. Don't ban the charges or the headphones that come with the phone. Get rid of the actual phone.
And it definitely needs to be stronger background checks, mental health checks. I believe digital footprint checks. Let me see what this person has been posting online. Are they saying anything threatening to people? Does it seem like this person might have some issues? Because that's a reason why you shouldn't be able to walk in somewhere and just buy a gun.
Because guns don't kill people. Guns are just an inanimate object. You know, crazy people with guns kill people.
Now let's talk about the 7th grader who shot himself in the middle school bathroom. He's still alive. He shot and injured himself. This was in Ohio at Jackson Middle School. They say no other students were hurt. It's not clear yet whether he intentionally shot himself, but the student is being treated at a hospital.
Well, did his white friend win the freestyle battle?
Look, I don't know any more information. He's in 7th grade. I don't know where he got the gun from.
I just want to know if his white friend won the freestyle battle after he shot himself.
That's front page news.
That's all I wanted.
That's all you. You know what? Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night, bad morning, or maybe you feel blessed. You want to spread some positivity.
Maybe you're weak because you're in the middle of a detox.
800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Charles calling from Atlanta.
Charles, good morning, bro. Get it off your chest.
And what I'm going to get off my chest is the misnomer that you can ban AR-15s and think that the bad guys are still not going to have them.
That's true.
It's not. It's still.
If you ban AR-15s, all that means is people like me and you who are law-abiding citizens won't be able to get them, but the bad guys are not giving theirs up, and they're still going to be able to obtain them because what? They don't care about the law.
Hey, you know what's so
we all grew up in New York City. If you check it out, well, we all grew up in New York City, and you know in New York City, you could almost, it's almost impossible to own a gun. How many brothers we know running the streets with guns?
Hey, you know what's crazy what you're talking about though? All of these mass shootings, these people aren't necessarily bad guys. These are like students, right? They're regular people up until they commit these heinous crimes. Most of them don't even have criminal records.
And they're legally buying these AR-15s. They're not getting them, from some crazy way. No, they're legally buying.
Yeah, y'all keep saying bad guys like these guys have a life of crime. They're not.
You know what's interesting? And he brought up growing up in New York City. I've always been very uncomfortable with guns because I'm not used to people being able to just have guns. And when I go to other states and I see people just walking around openly carrying guns, it's always been really weird.
You grew up in Brooklyn your whole life and you ain't.
Well, you're not supposed to have it out, so you can't just walk around holding a gun like you are allowed to have
they
it.
got them.
But I don't see guns. I go to places and I see people just able to let me put my gun up. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, my dad's a retired police officer. I've been around all types of
exactly.
Yeah, I haven't.
You've been to the West Indian Day Parade your whole life and you hear gunshots every year.
Yeah, I used to hear gunshots on my block all the time, but you don't see people just walking around holding a gun. It's hidden.
Hello, who's this?
This is Andrew.
Andrew, get it off your chest.
How you doing today, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just like to get off my chest, when
when you mess up in a relationship and you know you did wrong, so you confess, but it's like when you want to work it out, they're like, I'm good.
Well, of course they say that you messed up. What do you expect? They're gonna just be like, thank you for telling me.
But it's like, but when you don't mess up, they're like, you're a dog, and oh, he doesn't care, he wants to move on. But it's like, you got a guy that wants to work it out, and I understand you can't control how nobody take information and all, but it's like kind of a double standard almost.
It's not a double standard. You messed up, now you have to pay the punishment. Now let's see if you're really gonna hang in there and acknowledge that you messed up. We're not gonna feel sorry for you.
You gotta be
Why are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Yeah, you can't be sorry for yourself. You effed up.
The best apology is change behavior, bro. The best apology is change behavior, sir.
Now you gotta show somebody that you really care and that you meant it and that you really changed. And guess what? That takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. And it's like, they want you to change, but it's like, I'm cool, so you gotta change for the next person. But it's like, I want to show you I changed. And then it's like, but I get it.
You know how long it takes to show somebody that you've changed?
It takes a while.
Exactly.
Hey, let me ask you a real important question, sir. Was the other woman's poom poom worth it?
Don't answer that.
Come on now. Just between us.
If you answer that, you ain't
changed.
Come on now.
If you laugh at that, you ain't changed.
Just between us.
No, I mean, it's never worth it.
I need you to shed a tear.
Get it off of your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent. Hear this now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, yo, it's the WMDC on the BC, and I got a joke for ye.
This is Yee's Kai.
Is it Snack Man?
That's Snack Man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Snack Man.
All right, good morning. All right, so here we go. My metabolism is so fast that if I do not eat for 12 hours, then I lose 5 pounds.
Boo! Boo! You're not a snack, man. Get off the stage. You're not appealing to nobody.
Snack Man. Can someone explain that to me?
I don't know. I can't get it. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Breakfast Club.
Good morning. Get it off your chest, mama.
So this morning, I actually wanted to do a spoken word piece for Black History Month for you guys, if that's okay.
We would love to hear.
Go ahead.
How long is it?
It's literally a minute.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so, and before you click on it, listen. All right, so it goes, they want to emasculate our men and have them dress feminine and call it fashion. I know you see dollars dancing, but is it worth committing the greatest sin to gain the world to lose your soul? There's so many treasures up in heaven that this world can't fathom. Nobody could break into, steal, or touch, not even the craftiest thief or the common crook. You probably wondering where I came from. Well, let me paint the picture. If our ancestors were here, they would probably have the Drake syndrome. You wasn't with me pitching in the field. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym, but I come from cotton picking. Remember, mama making curry chicken, stew peas and pigtails. She put pigtails in my thick hair, never finished college, but she made sure that I got here. Graduated top of my class. I had so much passion, but the wife thought I was classless. But this black sis, I raised it to the air like I'm trying to stop traffic. This naturally suntan skin, hopefully one day they see past it. Walk into a room and feel all the attention without speaking. That's black girl magic. So black boy, black girl in the mirror. I hope your vision's getting clearer. Black men, black women. It's a PSA. Put the world on notice and tell them we're coming. This time we ain't marching, we're running.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to put a dollar in your hat. You rhymed every 4 bars, but you know it was cool.
Wait, what was the first line again? The first line?
They want to emasculate our men and have them dress feminine, then call it fashion.
That's a fact. Right. On the scale of 1 to Black Panther, I'll get that a 6.
All right, and my name is D. Marie. You can find me simply.marie on Instagram. I love you guys.
We love you back. Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is Quentin. Clinton.
Hey, Clinton, get it off your chest.
Yeah, why is everybody saying that kid is mentally ill? And he set the whole thing up for one son. He killed 17 innocent people. I know he's mentally ill. What's up with that?
I don't think he's mentally ill, but he damn sure went crazy. And every day of our life, we got to avoid crazy. Sometimes people go crazy.
Yeah, I know, but he's mentally ill and there's nothing to him, and we're setting him up like he's an innocent person.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think he's mentally ill.
But you know what? You see that the family that took him in November, they're trying to get his inheritance, his $800,000.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
he was set to get $800,000 when he turned 22.
Or 22?
Yeah, I saw this morning. I'm like, what? What's going on around here? You know?
Nah, give that money to the families. Thank you.
Where the hell was he getting $800 from?
When his mom
Inheritance.
died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they should give that money to the families.
Life insurance?
I guess
They're saying even if he managed to still get that money, he's going to get sued and lose it all anyway. So.
He should. That money should go to the families.
Did he know he was about to get that money?
Yeah.
And he decided to F it all up by killing 17 people? Oh, okay, well. F him. I don't feel sorry for him.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, you can hit us at any time. We got rumors on the way?
Yes, we are going to talk about Wendy Williams. Why people mad at her now, as they should be. They're putting B's all in her comments. Also, what rapper is changing his name to Sex?
Okay, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it live. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. And Nipsey Hussle will be joining us next hour.
Oh, Big Crip Nip. What song did you say was coming up?
Well, by the way, that was God's plan, not Motorsport. I'm aware.
That's not your fault, though. It's just that, we have incompetent producers and incompetent board ops here, and I am tired of acting like this is our fault.
They do it to me all the time.
Exactly, so every time they F up, we just go continue to call them out.
You guys,
this is their fault.
It's God's plan.
It's God's plan. They do it to me all the time.
And the bad part about it is, we're live now, but that was a pre-tape. Yeah. And they still find a way to mess it up. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the room.
Yeah.
Whose fault was that? I'm just curious.
Our producer and our board up.
Nice. All right, well,
Eddie and them easy.
Let's get to the rumors and talk Wendy Williams. You guys.
Well, Wendy Williams on her show decided that she wanted to call out some artists she felt needs auto-tune. She said there's only a handful of artists that don't need auto-tune who can sing raw. Here's what she had to say.
There are only a few people who can sing raw dog. And Fergie is not one. She needs auto-tune. Jen Lopez needs auto-tune. And Janet needs auto-tune. And Beyonce needs auto-tune. Adele, Aretha, Celine, Dionne Warwick, and Mariah. They need nothing.
Hey, Wendy Williams, shut up and dribble. All right.
Beehive did not take this too kindly. They were on that ass.
Something I write with Wendy, man. I'm talking about physically and psychologically. If you watch the show, you can see her mental and physical health deteriorating right before our eyes. Like she almost passed out on TV last week. She had to take a few days off. It's hard for her to get through sentences. It's like she had a stroke and isn't telling anyone. Like whatever's going on with Wendy is not going in well.
Might be a lot of stress, but she bugging with the Beyonce.
Oh, absolutely.
That's crazy. Right?
Honestly, I feel like she's just a product at this point. They just wheeling her out every day because she makes a lot of people money, but clearly she's not well.
All right, Young Thug has decided to change his name. He went on Twitter and said, "I'm changing my name to Sex." Then he put out another tweet. He said, "From now on, call me Sex." So he hasn't explained why that is, but that's his new name. Okay. You have a problem with calling him Sex?
Yes, I do. I'm not calling him. Well, I'm not calling him a thug either. I don't think you should go around calling yourself a thug either. But I'm definitely not calling you Sex.
What about Young Sex?
You know what I used to Young Sex. Drop on the clues box from my man Bill Black. That's a guy I used to work with at Hot 103.9 in Columbia. He's still a good friend of mine now. His name is Big Sexy on the radio. Because the wrestler
so
Big Sexy.
So you don't mind calling him that?
No, did he do R&B?
No, he was a radio person. It was based off the WWE character Big Sexy.
Right.
Yeah, so he used to call himself Big Sexy.
So did you call him that? Not
yeah, he used to call him Big Sexy. That was his radio name.
So you could call Thug Sex?
I guess.
What's the difference?
I don't know. You got to put another adjective with it, man. You got to be something sex. Maybe Young Sex will work. You know what I mean? I just can't call you Sex. Yo, Sex! Yo, Sex! Come here, Sex! Yo, what's up with Sex? Yo, imagine if your man don't know. Imagine some strangers see you talking to your homeboy Sex, and you walk up to him, yo, what's up with Sex?
What's up? But what if they don't know? What if they don't know your friend Big Sexy? And
that's see different, though.
Yo, Big Sexy, go bring a car around.
You're right.
You're
right. It all sounds bad.
All right, Neo's wife, Crystal, she had some comments to make about her son's hair, and she ended up having to go and defend those comments.
What happened to her son too?
Now, she posted a picture and she said, "So my son wasn't blessed with mommy's Hawaiian silky. As my sister likes to say, can anyone suggest some good products and moisturizers. Nothing I've tried will help the dryness. His hair seems to just soak up everything instantly. Comment below if you've had this issue.
Crazy.
Helped. And so people didn't have very nice things to say about her, referring to her son not being blessed with the mom's Hawaiian silky. Here's what she had to say after everybody went in on her.
Thank you guys for the negativity, because once again I'm going to channel it into something positive, and I am now in the process of creating a hair care line for mixed children. Thank you once again.
Nah, she don't gotta defend that, man. I mean, you know, I think it's kind of frustrating that she'll defend her son's head, but not her husband's head. Like, if you don't defend Neo's cranium when you don't have a hat on, don't defend your son's cranium.
She does defend him.
She does?
Yeah, she definitely does.
Oh, okay.
But you can't talk to kids like that, or anybody. Oh, you don't have the good silky hair. Everybody's hair is beautiful. So
Right.
there you have it. We just all have different textures of hair.
Y'all say that till y'all need a perm.
I've never had a perm.
Some hairs, you got to manage them differently. That's all. Different products in the hair.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful when people have natural hair. It's just how you take care of it and what products you use. All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, when we come back, Nipsey Hussle. All right, he's from the West Coast, of course. He has a new album, Victory Lap, and we'll kick it with him when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Nipsey Hussle.
What up, what up, what up?
Zip, what's up, my brother?
What's the deal, bro?
Now, I don't know nothing about LA politics, but are you allowed to wear that much red?
I can do what I want, man. This my brand, so
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like how red look with gold, you know what I
Do
mean?
people trip like that with the colors you wear, or?
It depends. Like, again, everybody know who I am as far as where I belong, so, you know, I be seeing, like, internet comments sometimes when I be framed up, but in LA, you know what I mean, we grew up, if you was a real one, you can wear what you want. That don't really apply, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, is it still heavy like that, though?
I mean, it's like if I'm in somebody else's hood with a gang of red on, and I'm not a known face, and I'm in a crib hood, yeah, I probably get dressed. But I don't think I had that problem. They be like, that's Nip, you know what I'm saying?
Well, congratulations on the album.
Finally, man, finally. Yeah, Victory Lap in stores. Go grab that, stream that, all that.
You got something to prove with Victory Lap, man.
I had to. It took too long, right?
You got a lot to prove on that album.
Yeah, I did.
Let's talk about it now. The album is dope, first and foremost. I love the album. Heard it on the West Coast when I was there for All-Star Weekend.
It sounded right.
And then I heard it here. It didn't sound the same. The snow didn't make me feel West Coast when I got back home.
Right.
But seems like on the album, you really proven that, you know, I hear a lot that you don't like weirdo rappers.
Facts.
You don't like weirdo. Now, what's a weirdo rapper to you?
Well, I think you talking about the line when I was like, this ain't this weirdo rap you motherfuckers used to. Yeah, I just felt like, you know, I felt pressure a little bit from where the game is at, and there ain't no diss to nobody specific, just like it ain't in the direction of what we grew up on, in terms of like, you gotta say something, you know what I mean, you gotta be a man of respect or a woman of respect, you know what I mean, even from like just the drug stuff, like, you know, that was never glorified in rap culture. We can almost like live by Scarface or Jay-Z or Tupac lyrics if we ain't had no principles of like a man around. We could live by their lyrics and come out as a solid individual. So that's what I meant, just as far as like, you know, just returning to that direction. I don't know, like telling people what to do, but just, you know, try to represent the principles that I grew up on in rap music.
That's one thing I like about your music. It always has socially redeeming value to it. And on dedication, you know, Kendrick said that his man L said, do a song with Nip, he a better crip, but Kendrick said he a man first. Yeah. You know, you hear what he speaks about from black businesses, false imprisonments, and he said, listen close, it's bigger than deuces and four. So is that a challenge for you to get people to see you for more than a stereotypical West Coast gangster rapper?
I think that, I mean, people receive me based on what I said. So I wouldn't blame people for that. I came in and said, this is where I'm from and this is what I represent. But it was for a reason. I wanted to establish, you know, what I belong to, and I looked at it like jail. That's what I used to tell my homies, because even some of my homeboys would be like, well, you can't come out talking about the hood, and specifically, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, you know, when you walk into a dorm, the first thing you establish is where you from. And then from there, you get into the person behind this, just in case whoever got a problem with this, wherever your enemies is, you go to the back, you handle your business, and then you get into like, okay, I could actually with you, you know what I mean? We get to know each other, but you get that out the way first. And so, also I wanted my message to impact gang culture. You know what I'm saying? I wanted what I had to say to impact individuals like myself, young people that was in these areas that was controlled by gangbanging. I didn't want to preach to the choir, but I wanted to be able to say, you know, I'm one of you, and where I'm gonna go, wherever I end up, you're gonna know that you can end up there too. Whether it's at the top of the game or in a successful situation as a business owner, I came from this, and it's authentic, and I'm not on the outside of this culture. That's why I came in like I came in. I wasn't trying to like be on no super tough guy shit, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be clear that, you know, wherever I take it, I'm not different. I'm exactly the same. I've been through everything you've been through and you're gonna go through as somebody in that culture.
What is a better Crip? What does that mean?
I think what Kendrick, I don't know because I ain't said, but what I would assume Kendrick meant was that, you know, somebody that is not 100% biased or outside of communicating with a blood or somebody from the other side of the tracks. Maybe that's what he meant. That's what I took it as, you know. But we had to ask Kendrick his take on what he meant by that.
What kind of conversations did you and Diddy have? Because you and Diddy formed a relationship, I assume through Laura London and Cassie. And
Yeah. Bill threw me the alley-oop, you know.
Oh, you a joke with Lauren?
No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, you know, we was at Cassie's birthday, something like that, you know.
What made you want to get an old nigga like Diddy and put him on young nigga?
That's crazy. Nah, but Diddy chose young nigga. I tried to get him more rap niggas. I was referencing the Hate Me Now video and what his presence on that record with Nas brought to it. I'm like, look, this the record, this rap, I want you to get on this, put the mink on, get in the video, we're gonna make a movie. And he was like, he told me the whole story behind that. He like, bro, I busted a $40 million check a week before I did that movie. So that video.
Wow.
So he like, that's the energy you saw in that video.
Wow.
Like, I went and spent all this dough on the chain, and we got tigers. He like, I got the biggest check of my life. Yeah. So he like, we probably ain't gonna be able to recreate that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when I played the rest of the songs for him, he heard Young and he chose that record.
Really?
Yeah, so, you know, he just went in the booth and then started, you know.
Take that.
Yeah, start gassing, you know. But even still, like, rap niggas, he gave me some real production advice on that record. When I played it for him, it was different than what y'all heard.
He said it wasn't loud enough.
Yeah, and he was like, listen, bro, he pulled up Natural Born Killers by Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. Like, this what you going for. This is what y'all trying to do on this record. Maximize it, make it sound like this. And we went back in the studio and I played it for my producers, and then we turned it up and added a synth lead all the way through so it sounded more like West Coast Violent, you know what I mean? And I felt what he said after the fact. I was a little upset, like, what you mean? This shit banging. But after I reapproached it, it was room to make the record better.
See, and that's for all those people who say Diddy don't do shit. Like when they say he don't really produce.
Nah, but see me, my understanding of Diddy, this is how I look at Diddy, right? Alright, think about More Money, More Problems. No disrespect to Big. Big is a legend. So what I'm about to say is not a shot against Biggie. Please don't spin it like that when they hear this. What I'm saying is that, alright, I seen an interview when Biggie had the glasses on, and he was like, yeah, it's more money, more problems, you know what I mean? It come with this shit. That was before the record.
Right.
So, who told the songwriter, hey look, take the Diana Ross melody, and take this line, more money, more problems, and end the hook with more money, more problems. And who said that? Puff. That was Puff.
Right.
That's production. And then presented it to Biggie. And who said sample the Diana Ross I'm Coming Out record? You know what I'm saying? Who said that? That was Puff's decision. And then threw Biggie the alley-oop, and Biggie came with the B.I.G. P.O. That's classic. Yeah. But to catch that alley-oop, I've been an artist. I know what that do. When I think about, then we should sample a big record. Then I think about, what can I tell the songwriter for the hook? Then I gotta also do the verse. So that's what I told Puff, bro, throw me some alley-oops. Like you threw, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen to what I'm saying in my interviews, learn me, get in your Puff Daddy the producer bag and throw me some alley-oops. I'm gonna catch him. And that was like the original combo we had, you know what I'm saying?
You sampled Hard Knock Life on the album.
Yeah.
Did you have to clear? Who did you have to clear that with?
Jay-Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that record?
I thought you played the keys over just enough when you had to clear.
Nah,
that's Hustle Hard motivation record.
Yeah, Hustle and Motivation. Yeah, so when Jay cleared, and this is what I learned when we was going through the process of the paperwork, when Jay-Z got Annie to clear the record. I guess when he paid him, he said, y'all gotta let every other rap artist after me use this.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was his deal with whoever the producers and writers.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we benefited off his negotiation in 1998.
Wow.
We just had to get Jay-Z to clear it. Because when he cleared it with the owners of the copyright, he made it to where any hip-hop artist after him could use the record.
Jay did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So every hip-hop artist got to clear with Jay first.
Well, they just need the Jay-Z clearance. The Annie clearance is good as long as they're a hip-hop artist.
I had no idea that money gets mildewy when you. I saw you tell me that.
I didn't either. We learned the hard way. We learned that.
You put it in the safe or you had it on the mattress?
We had it in the safe, wrapped in plastic.
Same thing happened to me. They baking soda. You put baking soda.
Oh, to keep it from mildew.
It happened to me too.
But you buried it in the back. Your brother buried it in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
How much was it?
He buried $250,000 and came when we dug it up. It was like more than 100 was like just stuck together. Imagine stacks of money.
You feel wet.
Yeah, and you can't peel it. It's just one lump of paper.
Happened to me too.
And then the color faded. It got holes in it. We was like borderline nervous breakdown.
Do not bury money in the backyard.
Nah, airtight, fireproof, safe. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah.
What's wrong with bank accounts, guys?
I mean, back then, you know what I'm saying? You want to access, you might need it 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You might have to get low.
Now, blue laces too.
You know what I'm saying?
So what happened with the money? Was it gone?
That was ruined. You can't use it.
About 100 of it was. I mean, I swear to God, on my I was trying to hold it down for my brother because that was actually his money. Mm-hmm. But my mom, my little sister, she was probably like 10 at the time. We was all in the living room with the blow dryer. You know, it was futile. We wasn't getting none of it back, but we was just trying to do something. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember going to the Slauson swap meet with that money. Cause my brother, you could have it, bro. It.
Were you using it? Could you use it?
I tried. I went to Ben Baller. And I went to his yeah, he got a booth at the Slauson swap meet, and I went to his cousin Steve and all of his people. And I'm like, you know, somebody can spend, bro. What can we do? And they let me spend a little bit of it. But
that's nice.
Yeah, that was devastating.
Why not just launder the money instead of burying it?
Well, we don't launder the money. We don't launder the money. You know what I'm saying? That's illegal, Sean. We pay the IRS, man.
Now, Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and where I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and if anybody ain't seen that book, seen that movie, or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we're gonna speak blunt. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy. 100%. And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him Uncle Tom and the Cool,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a higher cause, you know? That's something I feel like we all got to do. Me and Kendrick and Top and Snoop. Kendrick talked about it in Dedication. We had a convo at the pop premiere, just about, you know, a little bit of what we talking about.
There's a lot of little jewels that you saying in there. That's what I like. Like I said, the medicine really is in the candy. Because even when you drop a bar like about Dr. Sebi, like just that one thing they killed Dr. Sebi will make somebody go research who Dr. Sebi is.
100%.
Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi.
Sebi.
My bad, I said it wrong. My lingo a little different. Have you met Dr. Sebi? I never met him. I met his wife, and I take his products for sure.
Now, the coolest guy ever. I mean, he was, when we interviewed him, I think he was about 74.
Oh, y'all interviewed him?
Yeah, we interviewed him twice.
Damn.
Not here, but when I was on the other show. He was able to jump from the floor up here on his knees.
At 70 something.
On his knees. And he jumped back down and no problems, nothing like that.
Why do you think he killed him?
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Right.
Messing up the medical industry.
You shortstopping that grind. Why do niggas get killed for hustling in front of a nigga spot? You shortstopping the grind. And these niggas, they check is billions. You got niggas that get flipped for a couple $100,000. So you playing with some pharmaceutical money, you know. And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York.
Right.
Because he put in the newspaper he cured AIDS.
Did he
beat the case. And he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record.
Yep.
Ain't nobody talk about it.
Now what happened with Reebok? When you signed to Reebok, did Reebok do a release that you were there?
Nah, I did an endorsement with Puma recently. I don't want to go too deep into that because
it's check your footwear when you said that. I was like, yeah, we got him on.
Come on, man. I ain't faking. Nah, but I don't want to go too far into details with the other thing because it's something that we're gonna pursue. But you know, it wasn't authorized. It wasn't authorized, and they put All Money In on the shoe. They put Rich Rollin on the shoe. I don't even. That's some gang. You don't put Rich Rollin on no shoe. You know, you gotta pay thousands of people. It's niggas doing life in jail. That, you know what I mean, fall under that structure. So you gotta be careful with that. You know, I'm not even taking a check for nothing to say Rich Rollin. I would have told them. I'd have told the designers, no, bro, stay clear of that. You can't copyright. That's like putting Crip on a shoe or something. Who you gonna pay?
And that causes problems for you. Like, oh, you got paid off.
And even outside of that, because if I was right, I would stand on being right. That's not right. I'm not the beneficiary of that. You can't just pay me and think that. And by the way, they didn't pay me, but you can't just pay me and think that we paid Nip and he speak for the bro. They got 100 years. They gotta buy soups. You know what I'm saying? What I look like taking a check, I can't do that.
And I'm grinding all my life. You tell a story where somebody got stomped out, and you say 50 and Mayweather bounced with y'all in Vegas. What was that?
That was a long time ago, man. At a club me and YG was performing at in Vegas called Strip Hop, and you know, a melee broke out, and you know, it ain't going in their favor. The niggas that started it, and just so happened 50 and Mayweather was in the club. You know, they had all the cars and shit. They were really just coming to show love, and you know, it made the news. It was a big old thing, but Nick tried to rob us. You know what I mean? Like, somebody was waiting outside of my section. It was all girls coming into the section to take pictures. And, you know, you be in the section, your chain hang. You be standing on the couch. And, you know, somebody was like, where you from? One of the people, I'm thinking you're a fan. I'm like, huh? You got my concert? You don't know where I'm from? I'm from LA, bro. He's like, no, where you from? And I frowned. I guess my homeboy seen me frowning, dope fiending. And then just a big old melee broke out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what that was about.
Yeah, when you came in here today, you said you haven't smoked in 5 months.
Yeah.
So what does that do for you? And when do you feel like you could just give it up permanently?
I never want to say never because I get something out of smoking weed sometime. But I think anything in excess turns into a liability. And even for me, like, you know, I got an intense promo campaign. You know, I gotta be on camera. I gotta be on time. I gotta be. You know, I gotta be able to think sharp. So, you know, when it comes to like going out to the public and representing my product, I don't want to be. And even in business, you know, you come in there smelling like weed. Whether they say it or not, they hold it against you. They think they got a little edge on you if they don't smoke.
Even now in Cali, with being legal,
I mean, it ain't even you're a criminal thing. It's that I think quicker than you. I'm more focused than you. I got more discipline than you. I got less of a need to be comfortable than
Until you say, well, I have my own dispensary and my own shit.
Yeah, all of that. From far as growing it, selling it legally, we still do that. But just me personally, I don't use no drugs. I might drink some wine, you know what I'm saying, right now. But I don't mean I haven't in the past. Right now, it's more important to be focused.
Now, you said soda too. When you came here, you said I stopped smoking weed and stopped soda. You was a soda fanatic?
I was drinking lean. You know what I'm saying? I was pulling it, and I didn't know how unhealthy that shit was. And
part of it was dying.
Yeah, and part of that also is the amount of soda you drink. You gotta think if you wake up and drink a soda at 8 a.m. and you drink sodas the rest of the day. Bro, I'm a skinny nigga. I had a pot belly. You know what I'm saying? Don't look right on the skinny. You know, but just overall, just feeling unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the way that feel. Your eyes, it show. You know what I mean? So, I was like, you know, I'm off all of that shit. I'm gonna just focus on being healthy, working out, eating good as best I can. You know what I mean? Being focused. Again, I ain't on the anti-weed campaign. I think it's when you feel like you want to go do something violent, smoke you some weed.
That's the T-Widow.
There we go.
Smoke the right strain of weed. Get some indigo.
Some marathon OG. Smoke some of that. You know what I'm saying?
What happened with Cardi B? People were mad what you said about Cardi B. I guess that she wasn't a real.
Nah, that's not what I said. And you know what I mean? Just
because she's a woman.
Yeah, I like Cardi B. Right. Cardi B did a verse for me.
You started it off saying I like.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like anybody don't like Cardi, they a hater. I used to watch her IG clips and be laughing like this girl crazy, but her personality is golden. You know what I mean? But wrong is wrong, right is right, bro. That's what I grew up on. Niggas that love me, bro, gonna tell me, bro, you was wrong. Right. All right, don't tell me that in public. Wait till we get back to the hood. I might set off a melee, and niggas gonna fight with me. But when we get back to the hood, bro, that was bullshit. Don't do that. You gonna get us in a wreck. Wrong is wrong, right is right.
But that terminology she used is like real.
And look, let me, just for the record, that's how Bloods talk. Bloods say crab, Bloods say flu, Crips say slob, Crips say dead. Like if I was with all my homeboys, I'd be like, bro, give me a dead bull. That's how we talk. But I'll be intentionally respectful on the record because we talking about a public environment, which is the music industry. You feel what I'm saying? We saw what happened with Death Row. So we gonna set trip in public. Y'all gonna get caught on camera squabbling. You gonna violate while you worth 300 million, Suge Knight. You gonna go to the pen. Pac, you gonna die. Right or wrong, that happened. That was gangbanging. That was set tripping publicly. So we would be bad leaders to recreate that.
What about somebody like Tekashi 6ix9ine?
I don't want to talk about other people for real. You know what I'm saying? I feel my own way about it, but God bless everybody, man. Get your money. You feel me? What I said about Cardi, Big asked me, and so I spoke on it. But I don't want to hate on Cardi B. Get your money, Cardi. I respect what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? She done a verse for me. I see the Migos, I shake their hand. You know what I'm saying? I respect her come up. She came from the gutter. About saying disrespectful things on IG, I'ma always be like, that ain't the move. That's not what you're supposed to do. Now, do I tell you what to do? Nah. You get it how you live. If you like it, I love it. I just know me and mine, we're gonna move this way because I'ma always stand on what I do. So that if I walk into a room full of Bloods, and I ain't gonna be like, oh, they go to slobs, I'm not finna talk like that. Cause that's called being a cell soldier on some jail shit. You know what I'm saying?
Cell soldier.
That's in the cell popping it. Because you can't get touched. You hiding behind the cell. You know what I'm saying? Pop the gates. Talk like that. If you ain't gonna talk like that, then keep it one way. I've been in a tank with 100 Bloods before. I'm from 6-0 Crip. I ain't finna call get slobs. They to kill me. But I ain't finna, this is where I'm from, homie. You feel what I'm saying? And so, same the other way around. I've been in a dorm with 100 Crips and 2 or 3 Bloods. And niggas ain't using that terminology. They not. That's just against the laws of nature. It's self-preservation will prevent you from talking like that. That's what I was speaking on. But for the record, and just for the New York bangers, I respect real niggas everywhere. It's real niggas everywhere. In every city and state. You can't take that from nobody. Gang culture came from out of LA. That don't mean it ain't real niggas in New York that pushing a line as Bloods and Crips. But we gotta be honest. We gotta speak honestly. We can't be political about shit that niggas dead and doing life for. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's my stance on it. But like I said, everybody get money, man. I respect Cardi. You know what I mean? She linked up with Wacko, one of my I respect. He a Paru. And you know, I ain't mad at her. Do her thing. That's just my personal opinion. It's in your interest not to be public dissing gangs. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to put your security at risk, because it ain't gonna be you shooting or getting shot at. You're gonna be pushed into the car.
Now, what happened with the LGBT community? They was set tripping on you at one point when you.
You know, man. They, for the record, come on, man. I live in LA. I'm in the music industry. You know, I can't. There's no way I could take issue with anybody's sexuality. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I got people in my family. I got people I love. My homegirls, some of the, you know, people that I grew up around that, you know, that's their lifestyle. I can never judge nobody for their sexuality. What they took out of context was a critique on the media. I made a critique on the media, and I was really speaking toward what my homeboy Big U did for the kids, and the image of, you know, somebody that came from prison, that came from gang culture. What the image gets portrayed as around that type of individual, and what this person's actually doing. And you know, I think that it was taken out of context. You know, and that's a sensitive thing. I would never want people to feel alienated or like, damn, you know, an artist that I'm inspired by or look up to or somebody I respect might look at me as less than. That's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying? And I think it just got taken out of context. And you know, it's a movement right now for like acceptance and equality. So you know, there's a whole machine built behind. It's like a witch hunt. You know what I'm saying? Let anybody say
sexism, homophobia.
It's a witch hunt. You know what I'm saying? So I fell into that. It's all good. You know what I mean? I respect it. I'm with the movement of equality, and everybody respect everybody as individuals. God is the creator and the judge. I'm not the judge.
I think they were just upset because they felt like you were implying that homosexuals couldn't look like so-called real men. And that was probably the error that I made in articulation. That, you know, it could be read like that. I could have been more clear, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, I judge things off of intention. We all human, we gonna make mistakes, but I gauge somebody's intention. What was you trying to say? You know what I'm saying? And if the intention is clear, I give the execution a little wiggle room, you know what I'm saying? Or the articulation. And I asked everybody to look at my intention, you know what I'm saying? What was I trying to say? I was trying to big up my homeboy for creating a banquet for these young kids from the hood that play football, got everybody suited and booted. I seen in there that was killers at one time with suits on, you know, serving the kids food. And you know what I mean? I'm like, we gotta do this more often. I wanted to shed light on that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. My last question for Nick, man, because I'm riding in the car and I'm like, boy, Nick gonna get in some for this. You said that your mistress is Creole. How do you get away with that?
Man, it's music, man. Oh. I said my wife is a C note. I said his life is a free throw. My wife is a C note, but my mistress is Creole. You know, that was what number one. I recorded that before I had a girl, for real. Oh, okay. I was in that shit. That's the disclaimer. That's a fact, though. I ain't just being political, but then again, it's music, man. Like, my girl's an actress. If she kissing on camera, what, I'm gonna be mad? Nah, do your thing.
I love the fact you said your girl, so y'all back together, y'all good.
Yeah, we solid. Players up too, man. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man.
That's the reason I asked, because she don't play. Yeah, she don't run down on you.
She ran down on Charlamagne. You know, Charlamagne went hard, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Boogie, man, you know, she know how to defend herself and stand up, you know what I mean? And, you know, she from LA. She grew up. A lot of people might think she got a privileged background. She ain't got no privileged background.
They think she's Nunu in real life.
That's what they think. From Atlanta. Yeah, nah, but she come from LA, man, and you know what I mean? She's solid, so, you know, I ain't even have to, she seen Charlamagne and zeroed in, but I told her from jump though, I'm like, you gonna meet Charlamagne and like Charlamagne, respect Charlamagne. You know what I mean? Charlamagne known for being honest and you know what I mean, ruffling feathers, but I know his stance, and I'm like, y'all got the similar mentality in terms of like what's right, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, she got a lot of love and respect for you, bro.
She recommended a book to me, but I can't remember the name of it. I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, what was it?
But she said she recommended it to you too.
Oh yeah, no, this is a powerful book. It's called The Way of the Superior Man.
The Way of the Superior. There you go.
Yeah, she f***ed me up with that book too. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a book women should not give to their man unless they really secure in themselves, because the message of that book is basically for powerful men how to deal with your power, because you know you got options. You get power and money and fame, you can go crazy, right? So it just give you a unique perspective, you know what I'm saying, on the right way to do things, you know what I mean? Yeah, from the author perspective, you know. It's heavy though.
Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. Victory lap. Yeah.
And it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yeah.
everybody? It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, don't forget you can start getting on the phone lines right now for Ask Yee. If you need relationship advice, we do that next hour. So 800-585-1051.
And shout out to the couple who we gave away a spa day to Up Spa to for Valentine's Day. They actually went and sent me video from the spa.
Okay. Nice.
He needed some advice and he didn't have a lot of money. So.
Okay. Well, nice. So let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Birdman on Wendy.
All right, well, Birdman went on Wendy Williams and addressed a few different topics. First, he talked about Lil Wayne and the money that he owes him. Check it out.
There's a lot of moving parts with me and Wayne. It's important to me that I fix that. I will fix that.
But now Wayne is suing you for millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he's got Carter 5 on deck. Yes. He can't release that without getting released from you. So you're holding up his money.
Nah, you got it backwards. In a minute, it all gonna self-explain itself, and I ain't come here to explain that. But in due time, what I can tell you is, at some point in life, you're gonna see me and Wayne working together again.
Y'all believe that? You think you'll see Birdman and Wayne working together again?
I have no idea what goes on behind the scenes.
I think so.
With them.
I just want to know why Wayne ain't get his money yet.
Well, Birdman did pay up that money that he owed for a bet. So.
He gave ARAB his money, bought his girl a Bentley truck. The money there. Why can't I have mine?
All right, now he talks about Toni Braxton being his other half.
See, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust her.
Because you bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life. I love her.
Kmart implied that you're married.
We're not married as of yet.
Well, they are engaged, though. And
that's a beautiful thing.
That's great. You know he loves it because when she asked him a question like, are you guys having sex? He just continued on like she didn't ask that question. Right. When you care about somebody. All right, now Wendy also did try to take some jabs at their relationship, and here's what she said.
Because I, admittedly, on Hot Topics said no bueno to this relationship. Like, I'm like, Toni, what are you doing? Honestly.
What's the problem?
Your image,
I'm just a gangster. That don't mean nothing.
Okay.
Certified, too.
Okay.
But what they got to do with love?
Has Wendy Williams ever met her husband? I don't understand. How can she talk to Birdman about his image and has she ever met her husband?
Well, there you have it. All right, now Serena Williams revealed a lot of information about her pregnancy. Now, we told you previously she almost died giving birth to her daughter Olympia, and she gave a lot of details about it and explained how she ended up being short of breath. She had a history of these blood clots, so fortunately for her, she had all these health complications, but the doctors and nurses there were the best, so they were able to take care of her. Her medical team, she said, was incredible. The hospital had state-of-the-art equipment, but she wanted to point out the reality of what happens with women around the world. She said black women in the United States are over 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy or childbirth-related causes. And it's not just a challenge in the United States, it's all around the world. She talks about UNICEF, and according to UNICEF, each year 2.6 million newborns die tragically before their lives even really get started. Over 80% die from preventable causes. And there are simple solutions that do exist, like access to midwives, functional health facilities, along with breastfeeding, skin-to-skin contact, clean water, basic drugs, and good nutrition. Yet we are not doing our part. So she wants to make sure that people donate to UNICEF and be that change. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who you giving that donkey to?
I need JJ Reddick to come in the front of the congregation.
Oh, man.
This is a teachable moment, only because there's some things shouldn't happen. Like, there's this racism prejudice handbook, and some things are on the first page, chapter 1 of that handbook.
Like no racial slurs.
JJ Reddick violated. I'll talk about it.
When we come back, keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Well, Donkey today for Wednesday, February 21st goes to Philadelphia 76ers guard J.J. Redick. Now, I am so tired of having to explain the basics of racism and prejudice to people. Like, it's just some things that are on the first page of the Racism Prejudice Handbook, okay? Some things are just so basic, all right? You know not to call a gay person the gay slur that rhymes with maggot. You know not to make jokes about the Holocaust. We know not to do these things same way we know not to scream, I have a bomb in the airport. Or going to Chick-fil-A looking for pizza, or having unprotected sex with prostitutes in Vegas. Certain things we just know not to do. Now, we live in a world where a lot of things are misconstrued. Okay, it's hard to tell, you know, sometimes, you know, what's what. All right? I mean, for example, Laura Ingraham from Fox News told LeBron to shut up and dribble the other day. The fact that she's an elderly colonizer on Fox News automatically makes you think she's being racist, and she may or may not be, but it's hard to prove it totally when she put out a book called Shut Up and Sing back in 2003. All right, and that whole shut up and fill in the blank thing is kind of her catchphrase. So it's kind of difficult to prove racism beyond a reasonable doubt. All right, and often people reach for racism and sexism and homophobia and transphobia, and you don't have to do that. There's no need to go out searching for it. If you just wait a while, it will find you. And in the case of J.J. Redick, this is one of those times where you don't have to debate if the words that came out of his mouth were racist or prejudiced. They're pretty cut and dry. Now, NBA players recently did a video wishing Chinese fans a Happy New Year. Is it Chinese New Year yet, Yi?
Yes, Chinese New Year was February 16th. Go ahead, Fat Choi.
Okay. Now, I'm going to play this clip for you. All right? Tweet me when you hear it, okay? At CTHAGOD, CTHAGOD on Twitter. Let's listen to the NBA players wishing the Chinese fans a Happy New Year, and let's see where J.J. Redick went wrong.
Ni hao, Happy Chinese New Year.
Happy New Year to China.
Sing me on Carlos.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to dogs. Definitely.
Happy Chinese New Year.
Happy Chinese New Year. I'm Daddy.
I just wanted to wish all of the NBA fans in China a very happy Chinese New Year.
Did you hear it?
Oh my God! Of course I did.
No, oh, you heard what you thought you heard. Let's play the clip one more time. Just JJ. Just play JJ.
I just wanted to wish all of the NBA fans in China a very happy Chinese New Year.
This guy's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
J.J. Redick wishing the Chinese fans of the NBA a Happy New Year referred to Chinese fans as a chink. Pull out your Racism Prejudice Handbook, Chapter 1, Page 1. All right, it says clear as day, don't use racial slurs. In case you don't know, the word chink is a racist term used to describe the Chinese. It's the equivalent of J.J. Redick saying Happy Nigga History Month. All right, to you and yours. Now, J.J., did you just chuckle, white man? Yeah, you getting fired. Now, J.J. Redick posted a tweet, and he said, just saw a video that is being circulated of me wishing a Happy New Year to NBA fans in China. Clearly, I was tongue-tied, as the word I purposely said is not in my vocabulary. I'm disappointed that anyone would think I would use that word. I love and respect our friends in China.
You did use that word.
Sure did. J.J. Redick could really take a job in the Trump administration right now, because he is literally telling us that he didn't say what we heard him say.
What kind of apology is that? Apologize for what you said.
He said the word is not in his vocabulary. Well, whose vocabulary were you borrowing in this video? Because it was your face, it was your mouth, it was your tongue, but not your vocabulary? Then he says in the tweet, I'm disappointed that anyone would think I would use that word. Think! T-H-I-N-K. Webster's dictionary definition: to have a particular opinion, belief, or idea about someone or something. All right, J.J. Redick, you don't even use those kind of spin moves on the basketball court. All right, there's no thinking required about this. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you used the racial slur towards Chinese people, period. Now, the only thing for me to think about is why you used it. Are you racist? Were you trying to make a bad joke? I don't know what the reason for using that term was, but there's absolutely no way to take someone calling a Chinese person a chink out of context, okay? Your excuse that you were trying to say China and not chink doesn't even make sense. Listen to me what I'm about to say. China. Not even close to being chink, all right? Play the clip again, just one more time. Play it. I
just wanted to wish all of the NBA fans in China a very happy Chinese New Year.
No, J.J. Redick, save your apologies, save your cleanup tweets. Only thing you need to do, in the words of a suspected white supremacist,
shut up and dribble.
Please give J.J. Redick the biggest EO.
Let me ask you a question.
Don't ask me no question.
He was absolutely wrong.
Don't ask me no question.
But what network aired it? Like that's another problem. Like you aired that too.
Very true.
That's pre-recorded and
that's pre-recorded and put together.
That is very true.
It's not just he said it live.
Well, maybe we're not the only people in the world with trash producers.
You're right.
And trash board-ups.
I've had to tell people throughout life that you can't say things like, "Oh yeah, the baby has chinky eyes." Like you can't say things like that. They do. People do.
It's hard to find good people behind the scenes nowadays. Because everybody wants to be in front of the kids.
Like he was absolutely wrong.
Yes,
but they not realize
the network had to air.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Oh my goodness.
You're absolutely right.
You're right. We're not the only people that have trash.
So let's just make sure.
Y'all work for the NBA?
Let's just make sure the whole world knows. No, you cannot use that word. You can't say chinky. You can't say that.
Good point, Angela. By the way, let JJ Redick be a lesson to you. You can't use that word.
Not at all.
In reference to Chinese people.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well,
the only time you can use that word when you say R.I.P. to the good brother chinks. That's it.
Or you can say there's a chink in the armor.
I just say that.
I'm gonna stay.
I'll just say R.I.P. to chinks.
I don't know nobody that wears armor.
Me neither.
Except for me when I got the whole armor of God on. And ain't no chink in that.
All right. All right, well, thank you for that, Donkey. Today, up next is Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you got a question for Yee, you can call her right now. She'll help you with your relationship problems. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time for Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hello, my name is Ebony.
Hey, Ebony. What's your question for Yee?
I had a question. I just started this job. I took a pay cut to come to this job. I was making $14.50 at first, and then I took a pay cut, like a $2.50 pay cut. This is our third month of being open. It's a fast food industry. I never worked in fast food, so this is something new to me. I'm always doing like receptionist or a call center. So my boss is he gave 3 people a 50-cent raise, and I feel like I need a raise. Like he knew I took a pay cut. He guaranteed me a raise or whatever. I thought for the wait to April to see if they give me a raise. He keeps talking to me about it, but he still hasn't like gave me a raise or whatever. So I was like,
okay,
like what should I do?
So Ebony, you've been there for 3 months.
Yes.
And you said in April you wanted to see about a raise.
Yeah, I thought I was going to wait to April. If he don't approach me, then I was going to approach him.
Because usually people don't get raises within the first 3 months of working somewhere. But what is it? But what is it that makes you feel like you deserve a raise?
My hard work. I was the only manager there. I trained everyone, and he was bringing people on. Started off at 13, higher than me, or whatever. And then I'm like, I'm confused. So if you're bringing someone on higher than me, and I have to train them, I literally to go above and beyond for this company, and I was just wondering.
Okay, so Ebony, this is what I need you to do, because I have actually done this in my own life when I felt like I deserved a raise. What you have to do is set up a meeting with your boss. So this is official sit down of you sitting down to ask for what it is that you feel that you deserve. Make sure you have a list and documents of everything showing why you deserve that raise. What are your responsibilities? How have you gone above and beyond those responsibilities? Offer to say, what is it that I need to do if you feel like at this point in time I'm not going to get a raise? What do I need to do to earn that raise? Or are there additional responsibilities that I can take on so that I can make more money here? Because I have been putting forth all of this extra work, and a lot of times people feel like they want a raise because they need one. You feel like you want a raise because you deserve it. So you have to sit there and tell him why you deserve it. A lot of times our bosses don't even realize the work that we're putting in because we're just doing what we're supposed to do. But maybe you need to let him know, look, I've been training people. My job responsibilities include this, but I've taken on this additional responsibility. I've stepped up to the plate when other people have called out. I've done this, I've done that. So I feel like I deserve a raise. But you need to sit down and let him know that. You can't just be upset that he's not just giving you one. A lot of times people aren't going to just come to you and say, here's a raise. You have to go and ask for it.
Okay. I'm going to start my notebook today.
Yes, sit down, and that way when you have a meeting, it's very professional, and tell him, I do enjoy working here. I do see a future at this company, but I feel that I deserve to make more money, and here's why.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Charlamagne. Hey,
Hey, Mama.
I hope it works out. I hope you get your raise.
Okay, thank you. I do appreciate it. I like you guys so much.
Have a blessed day.
You too, bye.
Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, call her now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask E. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up? It's Dre from Raleigh.
Hey, Dre, what's your question for Yee?
It's kind of for everybody. I found I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? I found a sex toy in her room.
You found a what?
Like a sex toy.
A sex toy in her room. It messed me up, bro.
What was the sex toy that you found?
Just f***ing dildo.
Why you cursing?
No cursing.
How old is she first?
Oh, my fault.
She's 17 years old.
Bro. Yeah, she's a good kid, though. She get in grass class and get good grades. I just know.
That don't mean she's not a good kid if you found a dildo.
Would you rather find a dildo or a real penis?
All right, well, it is Ask Ye. So let me ask you this: are you and her mother still together, or is she in the house also?
Yeah, she in the house. I told her. She said the same thing. Like, could have been a boy, but I was like, yo. It just threw me for a loop.
Can you now? Have you guys had a conversation with her about the birds and the bees, about sex?
Yeah, we had a conversation. Okay,
and did you ask her about this sex toy that you found?
Nah, because it was last night. I'm gonna get her when she get out of school. I ain't gonna get her, but I'm gonna, you know.
Well, I think that's first of all, you shouldn't make her feel ashamed about having it, because she should be able to come to you guys about anything. So just let her know, hey, look, we came across this in the room. Now, I don't want you to feel embarrassed, but where did you get this from and what's going on? Just let her know that she could talk to you about anything, because that's just really important, because your daughter is clearly, I don't know, maybe it was somebody gave it to her as a funny gift. Who knows where she got it from? So it could be an easy explanation, or it could be that she's using a dildo, which, how old were you when you started masturbating?
I had her when I was 17, so.
Exactly. So, you have to just be understanding and be willing to talk to your daughter and let her know if there's any questions, she can come to you. Amber, your daughter's almost 17.
Yeah, she's almost 17, and if I found a dildo, it would hurt me a little bit, but.
You can't be mad.
But I would think about it like this. I'd rather a dildo
than a real penis.
It could be envy.
What?
Dildo. No. And she can't get pregnant from a dildo.
You're right.
That's the good part. And I was reading Chelsea Handler's book a long time ago. Chelsea was masturbating at 5.
She's like 4 or 5.
That ruined me. That was like, that bugged me.
A lot of people masturbate early, so she's touching herself and finding out about herself.
She's 17 years old. Is she going to go to college?
Ain't no 15-inch dildo.
Yeah, she going to college.
Right. So, basically, as parents, you guys have done a great job, I'm sure, of raising her. But make sure you do a great job of letting her know that she can talk to you about anything, because you never want your daughter to feel ashamed about anything.
Absolutely.
And it may not even be used. Did you smell it?
I ain't want to touch it, bro.
And even if it is a natural thing.
It's not a huge 15-inch size one, right?
If so, can Envy have it?
It ain't big or nothing, but it's just like,
okay. Just making sure.
She's exploring.
Listen, it's hard. I think it's hard for anybody to think about their kids masturbating or having sex. It is what it is.
Good luck to you, bro.
It's what happens. You did it. You had her at 17, so that's why it's important for you to keep those lines of communication open.
Treat her like the period, man. I got a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. When they start doing stuff like that, go to mama, man. I don't know nothing about no periods. Right? And I don't know nothing about no dildos. And in his house is a little different. The daughter can come to him about dildos. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, man. You have a good one, bro, and good luck, man.
Envy can say, don't use mine.
Mine says vicious on it. I wrote a B for vicious on mine.
I'm suing you guys for defamation of character. Okay?
Alright, good luck.
I'm going to human resources. Alright, Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. You got rumors on the way?
Yes, I do. We are going to be talking about Russell Simmons. He posted where he's at and what he's doing right now. He is temporarily closed.
All right.
Wow.
That sounds crazy after that dildo.
I'm already trying to say somebody gay.
What?
Rumors on the way is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. What we talking about, Charlamagne?
Oh, Russell Simmons says his ass is closed until...
What?
What?
What are y'all talking about?
His ass is closed until further notice.
What? He didn't say that, did he?
I just want to remove myself from what Charlamagne and Envy do in this room, and I'm going to get into what Uncle Rush posted on his page on Instagram. He said, temporarily closed for spiritual maintenance. I'm in Bali, writing, meditating at holy sites, and practicing asanas, letting everyone speak while I listen, focusing and praying to realize one goal, being a more useful servant of God. I want to fully devote myself to my daughters, the underserved community that I've always worked with, and the growth of a new conscious community. We need a revolution of consciousness. Now is the time for new beginnings, one awakened being at a time.
I can only go off the conversations that I've had with Russell Simmons throughout my life. If it's one person who will learn from whatever it is they're going through, it's Russell Simmons. You know how we say the best apology is change behavior? If it's one person who will change their behavior, it's definitely Russell.
But he has said that he hasn't done any of these things, and everything he's done has been consensual. So in order to change that behavior, you have to know.
Well, clearly he's trying to reconstruct something. You just don't close your ass. All right?
The word ass is nowhere in here.
Nothing about ass or butt is close to that.
All right, now Sade, you know how much I think everybody in this room loves Sade. She is absolutely one of my favorite artists. Well, Ava DuVernay also loves her, and she posted, "I never thought she'd say yes, but asked anyway. She was kind and giving, a goddess. We began a journey together that I'll never forget. Proud to announce that Sade has created an original song for Wrinkle in Time. It's entitled Flower of the Universe, and it's a dream come true."
I really want to see this movie Wrinkle in Time, and I will say on a scale of 1 to Black Panther, my excitement for this movie is at a 9.5, because Ava is the first African American woman to have a $100 million budget. It stars a young black queen named Storm Reed. Oprah is in it. My daughter really wants to see this film, and I'm glad because that gives me a reason to have my old ass in there watching it.
All right, Kevin Hart. Now, he was out with Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, Usher, Dwayne Wade, all of them. And he went to dinner at Mastro's. Who paid the bill is the question. Here's what Kevin Hart had to say when TMZ asked him.
What I do is I always say I'll do it first to create the argument. Right. I got this bill. No way, Kev. All right, you win. That's how I get myself out of it.
Right, and then who ended up paying though?
Chris Rock paid.
Good.
But Chris Rock should have paid. He never paid. So he should have paid. It's about time he paid.
Kev should just follow my rule. My rule is whoever the richest person is, they pay the bill. Don't insult that person by pulling out your little bit of money.
But which one of them is the richest?
Eddie.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Eddie just off Shrek alone.
Yeah.
Just off his Shrek money.
Eddie would have
Well, next time anybody goes out with Kevin Hart and he offers to pay the bill first, just say thank you.
Just be quiet.
There's a reason Eddie and Mike Myers don't do anything. Shrek. Like, you know, Eddie gets paid when donkeys get sold in the store. Like, Eddie makes money off that forever. Anytime you see that donkey, Eddie getting paid.
He get paid for donkey today, too.
No, you don't, because I don't use the Shrek.
All right, Snoop, here's something great that he did. He rescued a stranded driver. Now, imagine this. This woman, Katrina Graham, was on the side of the highway. Her car was broken down, and she said as she was waiting for her brother, she heard somebody knock on the window, and guess who it was? Snoop Dogg. Now, she said he offered to give her car a push because he thought she was in an unsafe spot and parked his own ride off the exit, ran back to help her get out of the way of moving traffic.
That was dope for that real-life superhero, Snoop Dogg.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
Snoop also released a surprise EP, by the way, as well. So make sure you guys check out his surprise
Is that the
EP,
gospel one?
220. No.
What's the name of it?
It's called 220.
220?
Yeah.
What's that, like half a blunt?
Like February 20th?
Yeah, February 20th.
420 the day you smoke, right?
220. Well, the album came out 220, so I guess that's why he called it 220.
That's when you just high and you ain't got time to think of no title.
Like, it's 220. What's today's date?
220.
Let's put it out, 220. All right, Karrueche, I guess, is really with Victor Cruz now. She did an interview with Ebony Magazine, and they asked about her relationship with him, and she said, "We've been hanging out and getting to know one another. My main priority is always work, but he's a gentleman, he's a sweet guy, and he's really nice. We're taking it slow, but yes."
Well, Cowabunga Cruz got a nice ring to it.
Why Cowabunga? Karrueche.
Well, Calamari Cruz, that's a nice ring. You don't think so?
Karrueche.
Okay.
All right, and Tavis Smiley is filing a lawsuit against PBS. Now, remember, they fired him about sexual harassment allegations, and he was on there for 14 years. He did admit to having relationships with co-workers, but he said they all were consensual. In his lawsuit, he is saying that there was racial tension at PBS, and he said the heads of the network would hassle him whenever he had African-American guests who espoused controversial positions and tried to stop any such guests from appearing. So in these documents, he said his personal production company has been losing multiple millions of dollars since he got fired, and he's had to lay off about 20 employees.
How do you prove racism, though?
I don't know. PBS is saying that that lawsuit is meritless and that he's trying to distract everyone from his pattern of sexual misconduct.
PBS going to have LeVar Burton testify and say, look, I didn't read Rainbow Hair for years, and there was no racism that happened here at PBS.
Well, I don't know, but I guess
Paul Burton and Oscar the Grouch going to take the stand.
Following this case, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report. Charlamagne, did you read Ryan Coogler's letter to everybody about Black Panther?
I did, actually.
Yeah, I figured.
Is that real?
It's a thank you letter.
Oh, because everybody said, I don't know if he really got
He did not tell us what he said. What he just said? Thank you. What he said?
Oh, no, that's why I just wanted to bring it up because I knew it would interest him. Sure. But he just wanted to express his gratitude to everybody about his filmmaking. He said it's a team sport. Our team was made up of amazing people from all over the world who believed in this story. Never in a million years did we imagine that you all would come out this strong. It still humbles me to think that people care enough to spend their money and time watching our film.
Well, first of all, let the record show that last August, I told Ryan Coogler that Black Panther was going to make over $1 billion. Okay? I told him that. So he believed me never in a million years. All right?
No, he didn't listen.
And I told him that because when you take all the Marvel fans who would go watch this movie anyway, combine it with the casual black fans who had never seen a Marvel movie who would go see Black Panther, it was going to cause what we are presently seeing right now, which is all of these record numbers.
Well, I'm sure he's still overwhelmed by the support that he's gotten because when you do something, you never really know until it happens.
And the fact that everybody came out, that's a blessing.
Some people just start listening to me, they wouldn't be so surprised about things that happen.
Oh, my goodness. If they listen to you, they'll think Russell Simmons' butt's closed.
So you're saying it's open?
You're saying it's open.
You know what?
Because clearly, I would just assume, unless he's on the toilet right now doing the number 2, that his butt will be closed. Unless you have some information that we're not privy to.
Shout out to Revolt.
Anything you want to tell us?
Shout out to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Because here you brought it up.